Hi, let's recap Grimm, Season 4, Episode 11, called Death Do Us Part. Alright, so Juliet went to Sean Renard because she's a Hexenbeast and she doesn't know what to do. She wants him to call his mother so they can reverse this side effect, because this is a crazy side effect from taking a potion. Sean doesn't really know what to do, even though he's a Zauberbeast, so he's going to have to make some calls. But this is exploring Sean Renard's functionality in this show, because a lot of what he does is just, makes phone calls, and, he knows a lot of people, and he's associated with different groups. So the person that he knows this time is a Hexenbeast, presumably named Henrietta, who's friends with his mother. In Vessenrain, he, told a guy to go find information and we never heard anything back. What good was that? You just knew some guy and told him to get information and it didn't do any good. So hopefully Sean Renard will do something this episode. It's kind of exploring Nick and Juliet's relationship. Again, this time Sean Renard is involved somehow, and there's a secret. There's lying. Nick gets rejected in bed because Juliet's not in the mood, or she doesn't want to be with him until she can get this whole thing straightened out. And she has this nightmare about Nick killing her with an axe, which was the promo, which got everyone freaked out, but obviously that didn't actually happen. Their relationship has just been tested over and over and over again, and this is just another reason why they're not going to get engaged anytime soon. So the writers are like, they keep coming up with these obstacles or these reasons why these two can't get together, out of fear of what he'll do, what he'll say, how the relationship will be affected. How is this going to affect him being a Grimm? Aunt Marie dated a Vessen, so, why can't Nick? But Juliet is obviously insecure and she wants to figure out for herself before she can tell her partner. So the main thing in this episode was the Ghost Seekers. So we're at the haunted Donovan house, and Ray is this very passionate leader who's really into ghost hunting. This is like an episode of Supernatural, because we really get into the legend through the eyes of a lore enthusiast instead of someone who thinks that it's crazy, and so it's kind of a different perspective to have people who actually believe in whatever this creature is. And unfortunately he gets electrocuted because the ghost or whatever is in there, and he dies. So, of course, the homicide department gets called in, and so we have Wu and Hank and Nick investigating this. So Wu thinks that it's Vessen right off the bat, and he's determined to know every single Vessen there ever was, so he's in the trailer every night studying from the legend. It's presumably the dead husband's spirit that haunts the house, because apparently both the husband and wife were electrocuted holding each other in bed. But that, leads to the question of, why is it just the husband that's haunting the house? Why isn't it the wife also? Which is foreshadowing. The investigation leads them to this love triangle of Leo Hinckley and his wife Lily. Apparently Theo was having an affair with the wife, so they decide to track them down and see, if they're a Vessen. Wu is very smart and gets a screenshot on the computer of a green face, and it's obviously Vessen, and he says it reminds him of something he saw in the trailer, and so they go to ask Lily to see if she's that Vessen too. And unfortunately, Lily is a Scharfbleek, which, if you don't remember, is an owl-like Vessen, and that she says that was what her husband was too, and so it had to be Stetson Donovan who is the Vessen in the picture. So we learn from Lily that it wasn't the Donovans that were killed in the bed, it was Theo and Patty who were having the affair, because Stetson found them like that, and he killed them. And so what we learned from the investigation is they couldn't identify the bodies because they were, electrocuted. Their bodies were so gross and fried, eyes blown out, teeth shattered, and so there was no dental records, they couldn't do anything, and their rings were melted to their fingers, and that was the only thing that they could identify them as. But it wasn't the husband, it was the affair guy. So meanwhile, the homeless guy breaks into the house, and now we know that is Stetson Donovan, and he's kind of going crazy. He's apparently having guilty flashbacks of himself and his wife dancing in the room, and so this isn't really explained. It's kind of supernatural, this really is a ghost story, and he's actually, the ghosts are haunting him. So another thing that happens in this episode is Mon and Rosalie are on their honeymoon, and they are Skyping with Nick and Juliet. They are just in paradise, so happy. Rosalie asks Juliet about her headaches, and of course Juliet lies. And, we kind of thought that Rosalie would be a person that Juliet would confide in about this, but as of right now, she doesn't want to disturb them on their honeymoon, because they are just too cute for words. and Rosalie is finally happy, and they're gorgeous and in paradise, so let's let them be. So Juliet goes to the trailer and tries to do some research. Earlier she was kind of freaked out because she blew up a guy's car that almost ran her over, and Sean Renard was pulling her away like, okay, we gotta get you inside now. And he gives her a number of Henrietta, which she is supposed to call, and then they agree to meet. So Juliet is doing some Hex and Beast research in the trailer. She runs into the guys, and they assume that she's doing research because of Adelind. And it was actually a funny scene when Wu was like, what did Adelind ever do to me? And they were like, oh, you ate her cookie, and that's why you ate your carpet. And he's like, oh, yeah. So Wu finds the Mantaka Zumbido, which is an Amazon-originated Vesin who is an electrifying beast, and Grimms can become immune by making paste with frog poison and piercing their ear and putting the paste into the hole. Yeah, really weird. Don't know where that came from. Probably some crazy indigenous people of the Amazon. But in any case, they try it, and it works. So Nick does not get electrocuted when he goes into the Donovan house and saves the kid who was hiding in the closet, one of the ghost hunters. And, the guy was, like, going nuts. He was seeing his wife and trying to dresses up Lily like Patty, and yeah, whatever. But it doesn't matter because Lily shoots him. So all's well that ends well. They were parted in death. And, don't have an affair, I guess, is the end of that story. Which is, of course, reflecting in Juliet's life. Don't lie to your husband or your significant other. Of course they're gonna lie, because they're not gonna end up happy. I mean, come on, this is Grimm, we need drama. Last things are Juliet meets Henrietta, and Sean Renard actually starts having, visions of him getting shot, and then he starts bleeding from the non-existent wounds in his chest where he was shot, and it's like, whoa, what is going on? Why is this happening? I thought his mom cured him. But good, we got to see shirtless Sasha Royce, so that was great. So next week, what the hell is happening with Sean Renard, and is Juliet gonna find some answers with Henrietta?